Well, better late than never. Intergeneric. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Smash Talk. Okay, so in today's episode, my friends, we are going to be talking about a topic that I really should have talked about like all the way back in March. But I never got the chance to because COVID. So today's topic is going to, like I said, it's going to be about the Splatoon characters. Now, everyone's talking about moveset ideas for Breath of the Wild Link. Everyone's talking about the movesets for Odyssey Mario. And there are people who are talking about the Inkling movesets and whatnot. I just kind of want to give my 2 cents to what I think the Inkling's attack are going to be. The Inkling's attacks based on what we saw from the trailer. I am going to be tackling the trailer and kind of going through the first little bit of attacks that the Inkling does, because Sakurai has a certain thing. He's a certain little thing. He sometimes hides moveset, things.
What?
Oh my god. Sakurai has a tendency to hide movesets in the character trailers, and sometimes people don't really pick up on it. However, you ain't gonna fool me this time, you wonderful bastard. Notice me! So, I'm going to be going through the trailer and kind of picking out what I think is going to be some of the things. So, I'm going to pull up the trailer and we're going to watch the first part, only the first part, real quick. So, I'm going to cut till we get to the thing. Alright.
A few moments later.
Before we end up talking about the Inklings, however, real quickly, I kind of want to go over the Inkling, Splatoon in general as a game and what the game is about. As you guys know, Sakurai is known for having characters be based on where they come from. It's like Sakurai takes the character from their game, snatches them out, and puts them into this fighting game. That's how realistic Sakurai has made all of these different characters, and I really do, appreciate the time and effort that Sakurai really goes to show like how one-to-one the character is compared to their actual game. So, because Sakurai is known for doing that, and he's super into having this meticulous detail when it comes to a character, I want to go over the game in general and what the point of Splatoon is. Just to gauge what kind of character I can assume the Splatoon Inklings will be. Splatoon obviously is a game where it's a third-person shooter where the goal is not to kill people, it is more to cover your field with the most ink as you can. You fight in teams, you cover the most ink you can, and the winner is whoever covers the most ink. Whoever covers the most territory is the winner of the overall game. That is how games are layered out. They have different weapons to fit people's preferences of how they want to tackle things, whether they want to be up close and personal with the paint roller, or they want to be far away, zoning out with the sniper. They have all kinds of different methods of attacking, personally. So, with that being said, thinking about that, and thinking about how Splatoon is as a game, personally, I feel the Inklings are going to be for people that desire stage control out of everything else. Now, stage control is a term for a character that can easily manipulate, control the stage to where it's hard for the other person to get back on the stage. Because as you guys know, the point of Smash Bros. Is to knock the other person off the stage, so that way they can't recover anymore. There are certain characters that are really good at this type of playstyle, such as Snake and Duck Hunt Dog are 2 examples that come up right to mind. They have the right moves in order to control the stage and own the stage, possess the stage. I feel like we don't really have a specific character for that type of thing. There are plenty of zoning characters that were added to Smash 4, such as the Duck Hunt Dog and Pac-Man and Mega Man. You have a bunch of zoning type characters. However, do we have one that is specifically designed for stage control? I would argue no. So the Inklings would fill that role as a character that is reliant upon how good your stage control is. And how that is reliant is, I believe that when we get into the actual analysis of the video trailer, there are some things that I notice that I feel like definitely plays a point in Splatoon. So let's go ahead and get into the trailer analysis. Alright guys, and we are back. So as you can see right here, you can see my little mousy mouse here. We are now on the trailer for in the Smash website. We're on the trailer for the Smash website. I'm gonna turn I turned the thing, I unmuted, I did not mute this part. I muted this part, and I'm kinda have the settings here. I put the speed on 25 so that way we're able to like talk through this. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna play through the trailer and we're gonna kind of gauge what I can really tell from what's going on here. So for starters, one thing that I do have to say about a lot of this is the jab attack. I feel like it's going to be different from a lot of other jab attacks. I think these Splatoon characters are going to work very differently from how normal characters work. Obviously, because when Sakurai chooses characters, usually picks characters that that are unique, that have a unique style of gameplay they can choose from. And I'll get into that after kind of this trailer thing. But basically, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of an analysis here of sorts. So, first of all, this part right here, it's very important. I'm going to kind of replay through that, before we continue on. So, this part is important because you can see the squid form is present in the trailer, meaning that 99.9% sure the squid form is going to be used as a form of a moveset in this, as you can clearly see. Now, me personally, I do believe this is going to be the Inkling's down special. I don't think it's going to be a duck or anything. I think it's actually going to be the down special, and that's going to play a role into basically the basic mechanic of how to play Inkling, the Inkling characters, meaning Inkling boy and Inkling girl, IMO. I do feel like that's going to be how it's going to happen. I do believe down special is going to be the squid form. I'm going to explain it when we keep going through as we go through the analysis, but just know that I think squid form is going to be the down special of the Splatoon Inklings. So, coming through, we see that you see the Inkling girl going at it. Now, if you guys notice throughout the trailer, there is no fighting or punching between the Inkling girl and Inkling boy. Now, with that being said, I think it means something. I think this personally, what I think, this is my opinion. I think that this means there's not going to be a crap ton of punching as a moveset. Obviously not, because they're using guns and stuff. They're using the Inkling blasters. With that being said, I believe the Inkling's jab attack is not going to actually be a punching attack. I think it's going to be this sort of where they're shooting paint at each other. As you can clearly see here, they're shooting paint at each other and whatnot, and they're doing the darn thing. I am going to keep going on that later. But yeah, you see their Inklings, they are shooting each other. That's their primary weapon of attack. And in Splatoon, that's kind of how they work. That's how it happens in Splatoon. You don't see them punching each other in Splatoon. No, it's mostly just attacking in a way. So that's why I think this is going to be mostly their jab attack. I think this is going to be relegated to a jab attack, not their neutral B, but their jab attack. That's how I personally think this goes. Now, moving on to here, we can see the Inkling boy right here. As you can see, do a little slide here. There's a little heel with his heel, as you can see. So first of all, little minor note. I don't think this is really relevant, but you see right here how he does the little thing here. I think that's going to be a roll. So, and right here, when he does a little slide kick, I think that's actually going to be the Splatoon, the Inkling's jab attack. That's them showing off there. Now, we see the Inkling girl is throwing the, oh shoot, I forgot the name of this thing. Oh well. The little bomb thing right here. I believe this is actually going to be a neutral, I think this might actually be the neutral B. Because it, splatters ink around and whatnot. I think it's definitely a good neutral B, and it's an iconic item that they are known to have in a lot of their variety of movesets and whatnot. So I do think this is going to be a neutral special. It could also be their side special as well. I would not, I can see both options, but I do think that right there, their little bomb attack is either going to be the neutral special or their side special. I don't think their shooting attack, their regular like this is going to be. I think that's going to be relegated to a jab. I think that's going to be a neutral / side special. I'm leaning more towards neutral special, but hey, it is what it is. So moving forward, you see going back into squid form, and then we just see more shooting, more shooting, more shooting. And I believe after this, that's really about all we see when it comes to the Inklings. When it comes to just them in general, like them in the trailer and whatnot. So that was the first 30 seconds of the whole thing. I think that's how it's gonna work personally. I think I'm fairly sure about that. Like I said, I'll probably put some stuff in the beginning before we truly, like I said, before we truly end it. I just wanted to analyze the trailer real quick, just to kind of show y'all, just kind of, see what I see when I see this trailer and what moves I see out of it all. So that's kind of what I have gathered. So we've gathered a jab attack, a dash attack. We have gotten the neutral / side B, although I'm going to go with neutral B. And we found out I've gathered the roll, jab attack, dash attack, and that is about it. That is about all we have for the Inklings. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut back, and we're going to move on into the land of we're going to continue on this discussion. Okay, so now that we've gone to the trailer analysis and I've gone through kind of Splatoon as a game, because the game is about who covers the most territory, who covers the most land, I feel like the Inklings are going to play a stage control is going to be the Inklings' motto when it comes to Smash. And judging from the trailer, we have gauged a jab, dash, roll, and a possible neutral special / side special. With that being said, how will this character work? Well, we see in the trailer that the Splatoon Inklings, when they fight, they cover as much land as they can, so that way they can increase their mobility in their squid form. And I think that's going to be applied to Smash basically 1-to-1. So why I think that the jab attack is not going to be a punch or a kick is because the Inklings don't do that. Obviously, I do think that they're gonna have to eventually resort to stuff like that dash attack, potential quote-unquote dash attack. I believe that they put in the game for that when the Splatoon boy was sliding into the Splatoon girl. I believe that was a dash attack. And they don't do it in Splatoon, but they gotta fill up the moveset somehow. The jab attack, I do feel, is going to be the paint splattering kind of ability. Now, the reason why I say this is because the dash attack is the most easily accessible and whatnot. So I feel like that is going to be the main thing. If you can spam it. Not spam, but in a way similar to Mii Gunner's. One of Mii Gunner's dash attacks, the Mii Gunner's dash attack, or not dash attack, one of Mii Gunner's neutral special has to do with rapidly firing these things. However, instead of thinking it as these little energy gun bolt things, think of them as little splat things, as little blobs of ink. And with these blobs of ink, you can cover the stage in ink. Therefore, you have stage control. With that being said, that also ties into the down special of the Inkling, which I believe personally to be the squid form, where they tackle down the squid form. So I would assume if you press the squid form when there's no ink, just like in Splatoon, you're just going to sit there. You're going to move very, very slowly, and you have to get out of that form in order to move that quicker. However, I would say in Smash that it's a good defensive maneuver as well. Say a Captain Falcon's coming at you, and they're trying to get you in a jab lock to grab or whatever. You can just quickly go and press down B into squid form, whether there's ink on the stage or not, and Captain Falcon cannot touch you because he is too tall. The same goes for Zero Suit. Think of it sort of similar as how Jigglypuff and Mr. Game & Watch, they have their ways of evading those kinds of attacks by ducking, except it's actually into a down special. It's actually a down special. When they're in the squid form in the ink, they have increased mobility and they have increased stage control. And just like how they did in the trailer, if you do jump into the air, I do believe you should be able to turn back into the Inkling form whenever you want to, and you can act out of that form like immediately. That's how I personally see it. That's how it worked in the trailer, so I'm going to assume that's how it's going to work in the actual game as well. So yeah, that's how I feel like that is going to work in the actual game. And that's why I feel like the jab and whatnot are going to be very, very important. And so with that being such an important mechanic, I feel like that should be relegated to a jab attack, personally. So we got the dash attack, we got the jab attack. So when it comes to the kind of filler things, when it comes to the Inklings, such as up tilt, down tilt, side tilt, up smash, down smash, side smash, and all the aerials, I believe those are going to play a role in putting ink on the stage as well. It's not just going to be jab attack, of course. For instance, I believe down air is going to be an attack akin to Mega Man, where instead of a giant ass fist, it's actually a blob of ink. You can put it downwards, that way you can put your ink downwards, and you can down B into the paint. It'll be all hunky dory. I do believe that's going to be the down air. Other aerials, I would assume, is going to be very familiar. It's going to be the likeliness is going to be to Mii Gunner. Personally, is how I feel. The aerials of Mii Gunner could be very similar to Splatoon as well. I could also say that for the side smash, in a way, having a similar type of range and power, if I were to say. About up smash and down smash, I'm not too sure on what that would happen, but I would assume those two attacks would be relegated to putting ink on the ground, putting ink above the stage, or something along those lines. Maybe something like that. I think would be kind of cool. When it comes to tilts, I'm not really too sure. I'm guessing maybe one bashes. A tilt consists of bashing someone, bashing a character with their gun or whatever. Or maybe they're gonna have something else that allows them to, similar to the weapons that are in Splatoon, I guess. So maybe something along those lines. I don't play Splatoon that much, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, so I'm not sure on what exactly they could use for such attacks. Now, we talked about aerials. We briefly touched on aerials, tilts, and smashes, just because I really can't see too much for that, because a lot of the thing has to do with taking control of the stage and whatnot. So I'm assuming that's going to end up in, ink splattering everywhere. Grabs and throws, I feel like, are going to be very similar to the Mii Gunner as well. Yikes, Mii Gunner, man. It's definitely very similar things to the Mii Gunner. Hopefully they get rid of the Miis, and they'll have Mii Gunner. They'll have the Inklings moveset have some inspiration from Mii Gunner in there. Something along those lines, maybe. It is what it is. And finally, with that being said, we can get right into the specials. Now, The specials are going to be weird because, I mean, not really. I don't think the specials are going to be weird. So I've already talked about down special being the squid form. And I've already talked about a potential neutral special being the bomb that was used in Splatoon. I'm guessing you can charge, if it is a neutral beam, maybe you can charge to see how long you can throw it. Maybe you can throw it upward. If you aim it a certain direction, you can throw it upwards or downwards, because it does have that exploding factor in it towards the end. We saw that in the trailer, so I'm assuming that's going to happen in the game as well. I assume it's not going to always go a certain way. I feel like you can be able to control it in some way. So it might be a neutral beam that might be more akin to, I think it was Snake's neutral beam. His grenade, when he had the grenade things and he could chuck them, but depending on I think it's your directional input. I haven't played Snake in a long time, but depending on your directional input, you can throw the bomb / Splatoon bomb in the air. Like, you can throw it just up in the air, similar to how characters can control items. You can do the same with the bomb attack. Who knows? The bomb thing may be an item. I don't know. The side special is another thing. If the side special is not the bomb attack, I do believe the side special may consist of the paint roller, where they take out the paint roller, and then you can maybe if you tap side special, just how in Splatoon, how the Inkling kind of splats the paint on you with your side special, maybe you can do the same, and if you hold it, it sends it downwards, and you can control where the neutral special goes, kind of mow down your opponents. Maybe it'll be something similar to like Wario's bike, kind of a sort of similar attack to that. His up special, well, basically there's something, there's like a super jump attack or something along those lines. The super jump, which is an attack, well, it's not an attack, it's more of a maneuver of how you get to another player. So if you're in a game of Splatoon and your opponent or your teammate is super far out, you can, I think you can hold the button, and then the Inkling like shoots out into the other person's side. I can see that being an up special. I can definitely see that being an up special, or the jetpack item in Splatoon 2. I'm not 100% sure on that side of things, but I think that would be kind of cool. As for Final Smash, I honestly have no idea. There is a couple items that I do think are Final Smash worthy, such as the one item that kind of goes up in an explosion. It was it ended the Splatoon trailer. I remember it ended the Splatoon trailer last time when Splatoon was first announced. There was one attack that was like a huge atomic paint bomb going off in the middle of the stage and covered the entire stage, something like that. Maybe an attack like that could work, and maybe it's the little radio attack that could work as well, something along those lines. So there's a lot you can do with the Splatoon Inkling. There's a lot you can juggle around with it. If the down special is not going to be the squid form, and maybe that's like neutral B or something, I can see the down special being a support item, such as the item that you keep down there. This item, I'm going to show it on screen. This item, you place it down, and then it decreases the freedom the player has to go there. However, I assume that's a little too similar to Pac-Man's fire hydrant than I would like it. So I would like the squid form to be the down special. If not, it is what it is. Final Smashes, I already talked about. Victory themes and stuff, those are pretty self-explanatory. The victory theme would be... As for taunts, I'm not too sure on what it could be. Something I can, Sakurai is a creative dude. He can come up with some things. I can see taunts based on that. As for skins, I hope they go all out with it. They make not only orange and blue, Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl. Obviously, they're gonna have Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl as Same characters, just alternate costumes. You can play as Inkling Boy, and maybe you can have dark skin Inkling Boy, the dark green Inkling Boy. You can have pink Squid Girl, etc., etc., etc. There's plenty of costumes Splatoon that they can do. They can even go all out and have the some of the different outfits of the Splatoon characters, which I would definitely love. I want to see, these costumes. I want to see them have so much more freedom with it than what was present in Smash 4, and I feel like customization of the Splatoon Inkling could be kind of cool. Could be really cool. It could do something in Splatoon 2 where if you have Splatoon 2, they can link your Splatoon 2 to your Smash account, and then maybe you can download your own Inkling in there, and you can play as that Inkling instead. However, that might not work out. I'm not 100% sure, but it is what it is. So, other than that, that's really all I have for the Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl moveset ideas, and that is it for the analysis video. Overall, like I said, I am excited to see the Inklings in Smash. Although it was to be expected, just seeing them being confirmed is such a nice feeling. I feel like they deserve to have the game there. Whether you like it or not, it made tons of money for Nintendo, and that is 100% fact that you just cannot ignore. Like I said, whether you like the game or not, you do have to respect the game for doing what it did. And the few games on the Wii U that sold extremely well, to warrant a sequel only a couple years later, which is insane. I'm not gonna lie, it is insane. So, like I said before, tell me what you guys think about the Inkling in the comment section below. Maybe if you agree with my choice, or if you disagree, please tell me why you disagree, that sort of thing. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And with all that being said, you can put your spatulas down now, but keep it sizzling, my baconators. Peace.